first IRB Sevens World of 2013, we tell the story so far from the first 3 rounds of the HSBC Sevens World Series. We're with the full-time Dutch women's team as they plot an upward curve this season. South Africa's injured captain Kyle Brown gives us the lowdown on his career so far. And ahead of round 2 in Houston, there's all the best of the action from the women's series opener in Dubai. But we start this time by looking back on the defining act so far in this season's HSBC Sevens World Series, which again kicked off in the springtime at Skilled Park on Australia's Gold Coast, and where 2 familiar foes met in the first cup final of the season, the reigning series champions New Zealand and the champions of the Gold Coast, Fiji.
3-2, wide out, Waitini's in the corner. Botia, well played, beautiful pass. Rankamate, covering back, is Thummer, but he's made it again, absolutely brilliant. Will there be one more yet? And this is Ilatinai on the bounce, he's control, oh it's a kind bounce and it's a try to wrap it up in style. Absolutely brilliant.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our 2012 Gold Coast Sevens Fever Pitch Cup champions, Fiji!
Fiji leading the way in Australia, and table toppers arriving in Dubai for round 2, where the defending champions and crowd favourites England came with high hopes and looking for a 3rd cup title in a row, but ultimately splashed out in the rain.
Surely he was over! Oliveira with a tackle! What a thriller here in Dubai, in the rain. It's Portugal that have beaten England by 22 points to 21.
Instead, it was another Northern Hemisphere side that led the charge.
Better play, this is from France, I must say. Good play for Dalinia. Inside was Burahua. 5 metres out, could be a try here. Gobele, he's got the strength and the length. This, with 15 seconds to go, could be a winner. Paul Albaladejo can win it here and get into the semi-final. It's very close. He's got it. Oh, that's a dream kick by Paul Albaladejo.
We just won against one of the best team in the Seven, the Fiji, and I think it's the 2nd time in 10 years for France. So here in Dubai in a big tournament, it's amazing for us.
But Les Bleus unable to follow up against Samoa.
Oh, and it's been picked off like an apple from a tree by Robert Lilomayava. Away he goes, and Samoa are through to the cup final.
On the other side of the draw, New Zealand marched through the knockouts.
So it's 3 versus 2 out wide here. Raikambula good to carry. Carry of New Zealand scores try number 4.
But it was a fired-up Samoa that ran out against them in the final.
The kick-off to come by Alatasi Tupo, the grand final of the HSBC Sevens World Series in Dubai. Look at this! Paul Perez has scooped it from the kick-off. Tomasi Tama, Forbes, fumble.
That's a relief for Samoa.
Here's a chase. The man off the benches, Tulolo, and he scored it! So we now say Samoa have won the HSBC Sevens World Series game in Dubai 2012-13.
The boys play really well in the final, and they step up. Some of the new players, they step up, and they done a really good job.
And from Dubai, it was straight down to South Africa and the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in Port Elizabeth, where the hosts immediately hit their stride to turn the form book upside down against the Dubai winners.
This is Hendricks. Africa, the long pass, Isbell, he's got pace as well. Good play by the youngster, he's opened it up. Here comes the 3rd try.
So there we go. Samoa, who won last week in Dubai, are not going to be playing in the cup competition this week in Port Elizabeth.
In the first semi-final, France squared up against Argentina.
Oh, that's a very clever kick through. And that's a brilliant try from Argentina. Matthias Moroni. Now Logel sends it wide. They've got a couple of men out wide on the right-hand side. That's a brilliant pass. The try is going to be scored. He's got to narrow the angle, and he's done brilliantly. We're inside the last minute of the second period of extra time. Thierry Bouraoua to win the game for France. He's done it. And France are through to the final.
So France through to a final to play either South Africa or New Zealand.
Oh, it's a breakaway with Mickelson. They've got an overlap here. Kurt Baker. Ben Lam could be the decider.
The Kiwis gunning to make it 4 South African titles in a row against France.
Could be an overlap here. Kurt Baker goes and scores. It'll be around the post. Into the hands of the captain, Vincent Degnaud. Quite a clever option. This one, it's all on the bounce. He's got it behind the post. Now that's exactly what France needed. Ben Lam. Off the foot. Cleverly controlled by Mickelson. Will it go to touch? Maybe it may not. If he picks it up, has he kicked it too far? Oh, what a wonderful try for Kurt Baker. What a win. 4th time in South Africa Sevens they have run in a row. That's a record.
For the series, it's awesome because it puts us in a situation, puts us up the top, and obviously you've got to do well. You know, you've got to start well in the series. We've done it in the first 3 tournaments, but we've got to kick on from Wellington now.
So a healthy 14-point lead for New Zealand from surprise package France. Danger signs, though, for the 3 teams in red, with promotion and relegation looming in May. Now, though, from the best in the men's game to the finest women's sevens athletes who assembled in Dubai for round 1 of their first IRB Women's Sevens World Series. With rugby sevens now an Olympic sport, new interest and investment is flooding into the women's game, and the ladies who make up the full-time and fully funded squad of the Netherlands stand out like a beacon in that rapidly changing landscape.
Dutch Women's Sevens is in a really good state at the moment. We have a lot of support from our local Olympic committee. It's very strong. We have a good base of depth coming through at the moment, with a lot of youngsters taking up the sport, so it's really positive and looks good for the future.
Since it's Olympic, we are now funded by the Olympic Committee of the Netherlands. So for us that's really important. It means that we can go to tournaments, we can train far more. We have become professional athletes.
You start thinking about maybe in 3.5 years you can stand there and you can play there in a big stadium and maybe getting a medal. So yeah, of course, you train a little bit harder and give 200% instead of 100.
Rugby Sevens is now looking at the road to Rio. We're at the right moment in time. Just to see how we can develop that program. For an Olympic event, sevens is quick, it's fast, it's interesting. So there's huge interest in the sport.
In the Netherlands, rugby is not that big, but because it's Olympic now and we as a team are performing, everyone's now turning their head to rugby and see, hey, maybe they have potential to Rio. We want to show the world that we can play rugby. We're fit, we're fast, we're strong, we can play a nice game, so now we have to show everyone.
The Dutch girls keen to impress, although their opening match would be against reigning world champions Australia. Captain Linda Fransen opened her account for the weekend with a well-taken score, but the Australians started with a win. And that left the Dutch needing 2 wins from their remaining Pool C matches, starting against the United States.
Oh, bit of space found. Now here's a real opportunity. Oh, that's super running that from Kelly van Haaskamp. The little ankle tap attempt there from Braviala, but no chance.
France were next in a winner-takes-all match, the victors progressing to the Cup quarter-finals. And it was Tessa Veldhuis who sealed the win with a fine finish deep into second half injury time. The Dutch through in their first World Series tournament. Elsewhere, there were some notable shocks. Canada on the wrong end of arguably the biggest in Pool B.
Yamoskaya, quick tap, restart and goes. So switch back play here from Petrova. Petrova finds some space in the defence and goes all the way for Russia's third try.
Russia beating the defending Dubai champions. How would they fare against New Zealand?
We're in the final minute. Russia were 12-0 down. They've clawed themselves back into this game. Straight up the middle they go once again. This is Yamoskaya out to Kasakova. Kasakova's got pace. Kasakova's in. It's 12-all. And Russia look like the real deal.
New Zealand and Canada left needing a positive result to join pool toppers Russia in the last 8. And when Ghislaine Landry crossed for her second try at 12-7 up, Canada looked to have done enough. New Zealand up against it with the clock ticking.
Manuel pushes it out to her weapons, which is McAllister and Woodman, and they're making great ground here. And Woodman, that was a beautiful little shimmy there. She's still going, pops it up. McAllister cleans up the ball. Can she make it to the try line? She's looking for support, and it comes in Hudiana. Manuel, what a finish for New Zealand.
A draw good enough for both sides, but the shocks not confined to Pool B.
The interception is beautifully taken, and a real chance now for South Africa to get away with Primrose Gardu. They won't catch her. So from almost South African's line to the try behind England's goal line.
Last season's form side England well beaten by South Africa and needing a result against Spain.
Tremendous pace here. And it's Ruth Laybourne who's been England's top scorer already. She scored 3, and there's number 4.
So England, New Zealand and Canada all through, but only just. Russia and South Africa already making their mark with the knockouts to follow. Still to come, we profile one South African desperate to return in time for the World Cup, and there's the final stages of the historic first round of the Women's Series. One team who arrived in Dubai with a heavy burden of expectation but taking nothing for granted was New Zealand's women. After a year scouting for talent through their Go for Gold campaign, this was their maiden voyage as a team.
Our Go for Gold campaign really achieved what we wanted to achieve, and we're just building a foundation to hopefully grow over the next couple of years. We know Sevens has been around for a while, but it's I just can see it's just going to go ballistic, and we're looking forward to the ride, and I think it's going to be a real enjoyable ride. We have a few girls that have crossed codes from the likes of netball and touch, and they bring that youthful enthusiasm, But as a group, including the management, it's just about growing, and we're here to gain experience and enjoy ourselves.
At the beginning of the year, I was contracted with the Mystics. I was with the team throughout the whole year. Got asked to go for Gold kind of screening. Had a go, loved it, and then went to the Coast Camp, loved that. And then finished off my season with netball and kind of switched full-time to rugby.
New talent crossing over to rugby, but also joining up with proven game breakers and World Cup winners.
Yeah, it's awesome to be back again. I love the atmosphere. It's a massive opportunity for any athletes out there that want to be a part of it, and huge, the Olympics 2016, so it's the pinnacle of any sport, and yeah, good to be back with New Zealand again.
Carla, a former IRB Women's Player of the Year, and the Hohipa family, clearly big on rugby.
Yes, that's my older sister, Carla. We're very close. It's a great opportunity to be able to play with her. It's one of my dreams, and just watching her play, it's just made me want to play, so she's a big inspiration to me. Just always wanted to be on that world stage with her and doing the exact things that she was doing, and hopefully I can do that.
Day 2 brought the business end of the tournament, and for New Zealand and the Hohipa sisters, that meant England in the Cup quarter-finals.
Lavina Gould on the ball. Another half break by Gould. She's had a good game so far. Loose pass back inside though. Goss is on the ball to Hohepa. Carla Hohepa. There's no stopping New Zealand.
Ominous signs in New Zealand's scoreline, but the other quarterfinals far tighter. South Africa faced the Netherlands. Quick thinking by Tash Hofmeister, exploiting space in behind the Dutch line for pacey Primrose Gadu to score the crucial try. Canada lined up against another powerhouse in Australia, and once again the 2011 champions were found wanting in defence.
It's been a tight game so far, as you'd expect from two top-class women's teams. But Cherry's found some space. She puts the afterburners on. Nobody's going to catch Emily Cherry. Australia taking charge of this match.
After their form on day one, it was no shock that Russia led Spain by 5 points. But in a tight game, Angela Del Pan found her way to the line to draw level. And Patricia Garcia's well-taken conversion clinched a slender win for Spain. So to the semi-finals and the first Trans-Tasman clash of the season. New Zealand still finding their feet against the more experienced Australians.
Manuel. She gives it to McAllister, who pushes it out to Woodman, and that's a nice little shimmy there, and it's a missed tackle by Cherry from Australia, and Woodman is down the sideline. She's got plenty of pace, and she's heading towards under the post. Is she going to get reeled in? No, she's not. It's New Zealand is back in the game here with their second try. Ball goes short. Nice off the top. Manuel looking for the cutter. McAllister straight through the middle. Beautiful step off her right foot. Once again, she's making a big break and goes in for her third try of the semi-final.
McAllister, sister of All Black Luke, helping New Zealand through to face South Africa or Spain.
So can South Africa come back here? 3 years ago, they were in the Cup semi-final in the first Rugby World Cup Sevens, and they're coming back now in the hands of Jordan, and she's quick. Zene Jordan, the youngster, 21-year-old. Could this be the lead? Yes, it is. What a score!
So an all-Southern Hemisphere final to mark the first ever round of the IRB Women's Sevens World Series.
Just about a minute and a half to go of this first half. This is Gould again. Inside passes to Manuel, links to Sarah Goss, the teenager. There's a real chance here now with Hohepa. Hohepa slips through, she's so elusive. Carla Hohepa from Waikato. So it's in the hands of New Zealand, and they won't stop. They'll get as many points and as tries as they can get. This time it is China Hohepa, and maybe she is going to get that try. Lovely pass inside to Nathan Wong. And this has been really an exhibition of women's sevens rugby.
Instant success for New Zealand's women, ominous signs for the future.
Oh, I had a lot of nerves. Very scared, but I was ready to get out there and play. I think my nerves kicked in and helped me a little bit. Definitely gave me that excitement and just adrenaline to rush off that, and it's just awesome playing with these girls. They're amazing.
New Zealand with an early lead at the top of the Women's Series standings. 3 events still to come, starting in Houston, Texas in February, and highlights from them all on IRB Sevens World.
It's a captain's try for Kyle Brown.
Kyle Brown runs the whole way, beautifully done.
For me, it all started back in primary school when I was really young. But rugby never really captured me then, and I went off, and I think when I was under 10 or under 11, I played a little bit of field hockey. And then one of my mates said to me, just come back, you'll enjoy it, have some fun, you know. And I went back and I really started to enjoy it. We did well, and you know, just like anything in life, if you do well at it, you start to enjoy it.
From small beginnings, South Africa's captain Kyle Brown has become one of the most respected players in the sevens game. And success came early on in his career.
To play in Dubai and back in George and win both of them at first 2 tournaments, I kind of expected that to happen every tournament after that. I didn't realise that I'd actually been part of something really, really special.
Kyle Brown pins back his ears.
When we looked at that trophy in Edinburgh that year, it was a big deal. It's one of those like cloud 9 moments. I felt like, geez, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is, we should be winning. Every time we should be winning, and that's what I think made the following 2 seasons quite tough. That not winning the series, and maybe the season after that we didn't do very well, and it was really tough. And it took a lot out of me, but at the same time it helped me grow a lot and put this game into perspective and put where we are as a team into perspective and see how much work we have to do.
The ultimate honour came in 2011 to give further credence to Brown's career. From then on, he's become one of the finest leaders on the circuit.
It's tough to talk about. It's such a proud moment, such a proud thing to do, and it's real, gutsy, tear-jerker moments that grips you, grips right at your heartstrings, and it's amazing. When you've got such an incredible group of guys around you, it makes the moment that much more special. I think as a player to survive in the world of sevens, you kind of need to evolve as the years go by. I mean, if you're going to carry on and just be the same type of player that you were when you joined, you'll fade away. I think my style of play is diversified a little bit. I would like to think that a little bit of offloading, a little bit of playmaking. Not a big stepper. I've got more of a swerve than anything. But yeah, I think the one phase of play that I really tried to take control of is the kickoffs. I find it a really important aspect of the game and a great place to try control a game. And so I think that's really important for me. I think it's something that I've learned over the last couple of years, that if you're not going to have fun in the job that you're doing, that's exactly what it's just going to be. It's just going to be a job, and it's going to be tough to look back and smile on those memories. This is a wonderful life that we're living. We're really blessed to be where we are. We have great talent, and so many people look up to us and think, wow, what an amazing job. But it's incredibly tough. But the most important thing for us is to know that you enjoy what you're doing.
Having suffered a cruel ankle break in Dubai, all of Brown's focus is currently on returning to action in time for the Rugby World Cup Sevens in Moscow in June. We wish him well. Finally this time, we delve back into the scrapbook of golden moments to Samoa's first ever Cup win, Wellington 2007, with a young Lola Lui cast in the starring role.
So here we go, excitement mounting for Fiji against Samoa. Well, around the ground you might be able to hear that. Fiji, Samoa. Equal support from both teams here. There's Lola Lui. Now this guy just a youngster new to the circuit this year. He's made a big impression, looks for his support. And there's the man who might make a mark early for Samoa, Lola Lui. Look at this, great start for Samoa. McCann Pessamino.
They stepped up a grade here, haven't they, Samoa? Because they've shown this physical contact, they've got good ball retention, and for the moment they've knocked Fiji off their pedestal. Well, we've got one of the Samoans injured at the moment, and he looks out spark cold at the moment. I think it's Lola Lui who's down, and he has been such a key influence.
The doctor from the sideline wants Lola Lui to come off the field. That's the recommendation from the medical staff.
He doesn't want to go off, does he?
I wonder if he thinks it'll be a blood bet. No, he's back on again. Now this is a sensation too. They're going for the shot at goal.
If they get it, it's a brilliant move. It means Fiji would have to score at least 3 times. That's the key. That's why he's doing it. This will be his kick of a lifetime if he gets it.
So Lola Lui, I remember a few years ago, hit Julian Huxley for the Australians. Kicked the Bendigo about the same place in the seventh final. It's a victory for Samoa by 17-14. And this is a wonderful moment
Who will be the toast of Wellington in 2013? Next time we'll have the pick of the action and fans from round 4 of the series in New Zealand. Join us then.